Hey, Slingshot Riot, what up? Hey, Nix is here too. Welcome. I decided after lunch I was going to go outside and play because I haven't done a live stream since probably last Monday. So here we are. Yo, Sam. Forgot your new name. Sorry about that. Just getting myself dialed in. It's kind of windy, so I'm not sure how much time we're going to have with long draw today. We might have to be restricted to the short, but we'll see. There's a bee swarming around my screen. Don't sting me. Yes, Nix. I know one of my favorites that pops on the live stream. That bee trying to rotate my camera a little bit. I got insect repellent on, so he better not like me. Yeah, they're just old man reading glasses, Nix. They're nothing special. I'm dead on that 50. See if we can smack that 40. Boom! 20 people on already. Sweet. You guys hit that like button. Double tap your screen. Something. 20 people. Let's get some likes built up. We'll have some fun today. Oh, I need to go fix my backstop. I just noticed. I'm glitching. Oh, crap. Let me check my internet. Nope, I've got a really good, strong signal. So hopefully it's just your end. Anybody else? Am I glitching for you guys? I just checked my internet and I have a good, strong signal. Wi-Fi coming out of the back of my house here. All right, I'm going to go fix the backdrop so I can shoot at my can. I forgot to fix that before I came live. Had everything else set up. Vic Sam spinner he made me. Poor rubber chicken. That poor chicken, I got him hung by the neck and I've got it so tight he turned blue. See what I did there? That was a joke. Ooh, got 40 again. Andrew, how's it going, man? Good to see you back. Holy crap, we're up to 195 people already. Dadgum. Somebody must like me. At least the YouTube algorithms must like us. Boom, got the little bell. Sorry, I put my hand up so I can put something black behind the stats on top so I can see how many people are online. Yeah, let's hit that bottle on the bottom just because it's fun to make noise. Boom. Boom-bitty boom. Yeet Master. How's it going, man? About to knock the paper off that bottle. I got some fun things in the works that I can't tell you about, and it's going to be a while before it all materializes, but I got some things in my noggin for videos for months down the road. I think you'll like them. Hunter's Adventures. Come on, knock this plastic off the bottle. Just about there. Richard, hello. There we go. Now it's clean. Now I can blow it up, bust it up and stuff. Wow, 150 people. Love it, love it, love it. I can hit a quarter from 30 feet. It's pretty good. Try shooting a bottle cap, a little bit smaller. You can't see it on here, otherwise I'd try it. Split a playing card. Put a playing card up, shoot at the edge, and see if you can hit it. Cut it. Yeah, those kangaroo pouches are paper thin. I saw some. They're super lightweight, and the weight is one factor that actually controls the speed of your ammo. But the kangaroo is really tough. So they're probably really good pouches. I just like pit pouches. I'm kind of hooked on them. If you don't know what a pit pouch is, it's got a little spot there for your ammo to hug down inside. That way you always know you're lined up right. Omni Terminator carbon in it. Sounds fun. Oh, talking about splitting a playing card. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Fowler's videos. I like his stuff, although now he just seems to be doing a lot of fishing, which I'm not super crazy about, but I like the dude. And he is still, whenever he pulls a slingshot out, he's still pretty close to on target. Got the bell. I used to love fishing. We used to have a little 12-foot aluminum boat with an electric motor on it. And the Weiss family had a campground about an hour from here across from the state park. And we would go out there and we would fish from sunup on, we'd go out Friday when we got there, we'd fish till dark, then we'd go out at sunup Saturday and fish till lunch. Then we'd come back and eat and take a bath and then go back and fish till dark. That was some good times. From Malaysia, Azura, how's it going, man? Yeah, this magnet, it was just a cheap $11 one off of Amazon. Nothing fancy. It's not an official leather fancy. I had a nice one and I lost it. And I just don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared. So I found this one on Amazon for like 11 bucks. It looks good. Yeah, pouches are a parachute. They're resistance. That's why some people like those little tiny thin BB pouches. There's less resistance going through the air. But hey, it may be a parachute, but I got 2 extra holes in it. That might help. Poland's in the house. Pro Tools. Got a 10-foot flat bottom John boat. Cool. All right, how many people we got on? Holy crap, 220 people. We are killing it today. Guess I better shoot more. Actually, I want to talk about something. Let me put this down for just 1 second. Okay. On my last live stream, I think it was Monday maybe, or last Sunday. Yeah, it was Monday. I got something new in that everybody's been wanting to see. That's right. The auto reloader that's viral online. Everybody sends you links to this. And like, what do you think of that, Philip? It's like, how many people, raise your hand. I know there's a lot of them. If you've gotten people send you links to this because you like slingshots and they think it's cool. Now, raise your other hand if you actually have met or know someone that actually has one in their possession, not counting the people from China that build them. Well, here we are. We got one. And we did a review video on it yesterday. I'm not going to shoot it today because you need to watch the video. The video comes out on Friday. I'm just about done editing it. I'll have it up ready to go tonight for Friday release because I'm going to be out of town Friday. But here it is. And you know you want to see about this. because everybody asked about it. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. We're at 462 people. 462 people. Okay, I want you guys, when you see the review, if you subscribe to my channel, when it comes out on Friday, I'm hoping and I'm thinking, whoop, drop my magazine. This might be the only review. Let me turn this way so the wind doesn't hit my microphone so much. This may be the only legit review that isn't some Chinese guy just showing off with it. Okay, where I dove into it in depth. I told you what was wrong with it. I tell you what works about it. And when you see that come out, please share that as many places as you can. I want to see this video take off. The other video that I had a couple of months ago about the slingshot with the gimbal on it that Raking Raccoon won in my giveaway, that thing's got like 18 or 19,000 views on it. I want this one to take off like that because nobody's reviewed it. So I'm asking you folks, please, when you see it, when you see this on Friday come out on my YouTube channel, please share the video as many places as you can, especially all over the interwebs, because I really want that review to get some traction and some eyeballs. Somebody said, go ahead and shoot it. I want to shoot it, but if I do, you may pick up on stuff from the video that I need to debut on Friday. After Friday, it's fair game. I will be shooting this on my live stream, so you're just going to have to watch more live streams. I'll put that away right now. Actually, I'm going to keep it out because later on, I'm going to pull this out and beg again because I'm not above begging for views. So there. Okay, back to real shooting. But yes, somebody said they've only seen the Chinese version. Yes, they do exist and they do shoot. Pretty bad reviews. Well, you'll just have to watch mine and see because I haven't seen many reviews on them. So, there. What do you think about the accuracy of the Axiom? That, my friend, is a good question. I have an Axiom in the G10 that I use for my long draw. It is my favorite slingshot for long draw. In fact, I will tell people, if you're getting into slingshots and you want to get one from Simpleshot, there's two slingshots that I well, maybe three. There's three slingshots that I would recommend as your first slingshot. One is the Scout X, which is a bigger one for bigger hands. I don't have one because I have small hands. The Scout LT2, which I have, but I don't have it with me. That was my first slingshot I got good on, and it's about 50 bucks. And the Axiom. The Axiom has actually dropped in price, and it's only $29.99 now. So if you're looking for a good first slingshot that you can, it's hard to do better than the Axiom. It's got clips on it so you don't have to wrap your bands. It's got fiber optic sights on it. It's just a solid slingshot. And right now on Simpleshot, it's only $30. You can't beat that. And there's actually a starter kit for like 60-something dollars that is the Axiom, a pouch, some targets, some ammo, some bands, everything you need to get plinking out in your backyard. And so that's a really good deal. And if you want to get that, check down in the description. I got a link to Simpleshot. If you buy stuff through that link, it helps me out a little bit. Somebody said I was talking too much. Sorry. I just want you guys to see that review because I don't see many of them out there. Not video reviews. And if you're going to buy from Simpleshot, may as well use my link, and I get a tiny, tiny little commission. And when I get money from them, I turn that money around and I spend it back at Simpleshot because I like them. Dallas is in the house. Bond says he's got one. It's automatic. Let's see. I'm glad you like those bands, Andrew. I hope they last you a while and you shoot them well. I made Andrew a couple of bands because he helps moderate my live streams. So Why would a slingshot need fiber optics? You plan on sending the shot over the web. Fiber optics are kind of nice. This one actually has them. You can see it right there. Because when you aim a slingshot, here, I'll just dive into it real quick. You look down the bands. And when the bands become one, pardon the wind, messing them up. When the bands line up with each other like that, then shooting right down the band at the top of the slingshot is where you sight in your shot. And if you got a fiber optic there, it's just a great reference point. Do you need one? Absolutely not. There's some people that if they get a slingshot with a fiber optics, they break the whole thing off and get rid of it because they don't like them. On my Nova long draw, it doesn't have one, but I shoot just as good as my Axiom on the long draw without the fiber optic on it. It's kind of a neat little thing that helps you sight in your target, is kind of what I'm saying. But it's not needed. People have been shooting tree forks for years without a fiber optic sight. But hey, may as well use technology if we can make us a better shooter. Yeah, it looks cool. Somebody in from Canada. Hey, hey. When's the powwow? Our big camp out was back in June. So you have to buy the product at higher price. Yeah, unfortunately, if you're not in the US, it's kind of hard. I know in South Africa, Gorilla X is a distributor for Simpleshot. I don't know over in the Asia side. If you can't get Simpleshot, there's plenty of good ones on Amazon, and they even sell a few on Amazon. But get a brand you trust. Y-Shot X makes good stuff. Wasp makes good stuff. I think they're mostly in Europe. GZK, those are brands. If you buy their stuff, you're probably getting a pretty good slingshot. So I'm not saying you got to go to Simpleshot. There's other ones out there, especially for international people. But if you're in the States and you can use the Simpleshot thing, I much appreciate it. An automatic, yep, I've got one, but I'm not going to shoot it. Not above begging. Figured a peep sight would be all that's needed. And if you watch my review of the MDT hand cannon from a couple of weeks ago, it's one that Yeet Master sent me to review. It's his, and it actually doesn't have a fiber optic. It actually has a little peep sight, a little hole, but it's not a thin piece. It's like that long. And so you literally have to look through it. And by looking through it, it's going to force your hand into the right position so you can see through it. And I found that little tiny, it's almost like shooting through a stir stick for your coffee. It worked really, really well. Another Canadian from British Columbia. AliExpress is another place you can get stuff. Just be careful on AliExpress if you're buying a non-name brand generic slingshot. Some of them are total crap. They're made out of a really soft metal, and if you put anything heavy on them for bands, they can break. But if you stick with the main brands and spend a little bit of money, you'll get a pretty good slingshot. Thrillbilly is also known as Yeet Master, I think. Am I right? Yeet Master, I'm sorry if I got you mixed up with Thrillbilly. Would you use a plastic or metal body one? Some of the metal bodies are good. Just try and find one that you know is not zinc. I know they use zinc on a lot of them because it looks cool and it's evidently cheap, but those are the ones that break on you. If you can find one that's made out of stainless steel or aluminum that looks heavy duty, it'll be pretty good. I don't have a plastic one out here, but if you were to go to the Simpleshot website and look at the LT2 or the plain Axiom for $30, those are like a polycarbonate plastic. You're not going to break those, and they're very strong. So I would have no problem with plastic ones. Are you into pocket knives? Not heavily into pocket knives, but I do have an everyday carry. This one, I actually reviewed it on my channel a while ago. Push this little button and there's an insert that comes with it that I have in my slingshot bag, and it puts a slingshot on the end, so you have a knife and a slingshot all in one. I'm not huge on knives because really all I do with them is open packages and open the mail and junk like that. I'm not a real outdoor survivalist, but I do like a decent little knife, and this was 20 bucks and it made it into a slingshot too. It's not expensive, it's not crazy, but it does what I need it to do. I would love to have a $50 or $60 fancy one, but don't really need it, so I'm not going to spend the money on it. What's the best ammo for a slingshot? Well, yeah, you got us mixed up. Sorry, Yeet. Sorry about that. I apologize. I'm using 8mm ammo. All right, there's three sizes people use in competition: 7, 8, and 9.5 steel. Usually the competitions supply the ammo for you. I've just landed on 8. It's comfortable for me. With 9.5, you have to have either a bigger taper on your band or a fatter band. And I like the draw weight of this is like 5 or 6 pounds, and I can shoot all day. So Bass Mechanic says shoot something. I'm trying, but I get so many questions. I don't want to get people left out. All right, let's hit something. I'm going to go for that middle white spinner. It's 60mm. There we go. See if we can hit the 50 now. Just to prove I can actually shoot and not just talk. Oh, just missed it. I hit the spacer between that and the 60. Let's take one more shot at it. There we go. We got her. Thank you for sharing. Hey, I appreciate it. I like to share. I like to help. Yeah, it's an okay knife. It looks cool. And if I put the slingshot piece on the end, you don't really want to have the blade out while you're shooting. That'd be really bad. But it does its job. It's a little bigger than I like, but hey, I like it. And it was actually a good little gimmick I got off of Amazon. Yeah, everybody, like and subscribe. That way, when I get my video coming out later this week on the auto-loading slingshot, you'll see it. Okay, let me take one more shot. I'm going to shoot at that yellow bell. Boom, got it. All right, some of you guys are new on here, weren't on here a few minutes ago. I actually have the auto-loading slingshot. I got it and I reviewed it. The video is coming out on Friday, so if you like and subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see it released on Friday and get my input on it. I'm not going to shoot it here because I don't want you to see, because it'll be a hint to the video. But I have it. Believe it or not, they do exist, and people actually have them in their hands. I have one. I think I've got one of the very first video reviews. So subscribe to my channel. When this comes out on Friday, share that video, because I want this video to go crazy, because I don't think there's very many videos of people actually sitting down and talking about it and testing it and putting it through the paces. All I ever see are the Chinese dudes or the Asian dudes just smacking stuff real quick. And that's not really a review. That's just showing off. Nidroff said hi. Hello. Wayne Wingo said hi. Link to the sling. I got mine. I can't put the link in here. If you go to yshotx.com, it's a legitimate slingshot site. They have them there. There's multiple versions. I will tell you, there's a $150 or a $200 version, and there's a $60 version. I got the cheap one. I got the $60. Somebody wants to look that up and put the link to it down in the comments. That would be great, and I will pin it. And I just can't do it because I'm actually using my phone to broadcast right now. So, yeah, if you guys can subscribe to the channel, and when that video comes out on Friday, I mentioned earlier, there was one other video that I got. I reviewed a slingshot that was really weird. It spun around. It was on a gimbal, and I thought it was a piece of junk. But the thing's got 18 or 19,000 views on it. And my videos typically get between 500 and 2,000 views, and I'd love to see this one really go. So if you guys can help me out that way, just share it on the socials or whatever and say, hey, these things exist. Check this guy's video out. I'm not a team shooter. VM said, really cool. Sorry, I'm trying to get through all these comments. If I miss somebody, I am very, very sorry. Wildlife in New Hampshire. I have shot similar style. Thank you. New Hampshire. My niece from Florida, believe it or not, has passed through New Hampshire, and she's in Maine now. She's doing the Appalachian Trail through hike, and she started in Georgia. She's now just a few miles from the finish. She should be finishing any day, which is kind of exciting. And man, the footage she got from up there is absolutely gorgeous. You got a pretty area up there. Thanks, Ben. The bullseye, yeah. I'm not trying to be perfect. I don't hunt because I don't like wild game. I just like target shooting, and I like having fun. Most of all, I really like teaching. When somebody asks, how do you aim or how do you do something, I love explaining stuff. I think that's one of my strengths as a person, is being able to make complicated things easy. And if you're new and curious, go watch my Slingshot Basics course. There's a link in the description of this video where you can find it, and it will get you shooting and hitting cans within a week if you get a slingshot practice a little bit. And I am normally a better shot, but because I'm talking and not paying attention, thinking and concentrating, I miss a little bit. Paracord rock sling, it throws rocks. I made one too, Wyatt, and I suck at it. I really want to learn to use it, but my problem is I live in the middle of a little town. I'm surrounded by houses, as you can see. I'm in a neighborhood, and I got a business, a car repair business right behind me, behind the phone, about 20 yards away is a car repair, and I got houses across the street. So I got nowhere to practice that thing, but I carry my slingshot bag, and every now and then when I get a chance, I try. And usually all it does is go in the ground or straight up in the air, and I duck. I know it's a technique thing. I've watched videos. I just haven't been able to find a place where I could literally practice it and conquer it. But it is it's on my bucket list of things to do. Canada, my favorite slingshot was the True Mark. Is that one of them wrist rocket things? True Mark is sounds like a house brand name for a big box store. I don't know. Just not sure what it is. Can't afford airsoft. I'm not an airsoft fan. I got a lot of kids at my church that are totally into airsoft, and I played around a little bit with it. I even had somebody shoot me in the back one time with one from about 50 feet, and it didn't feel good. And I guess I'm a wuss. I don't like pain. So this is just strictly target practice. We don't shoot at people. We don't hunt because I can't hunt with one of these here. I don't know what a True Mark is, Scott, so I can't tell you. I'd have to look it up. But I can honestly tell you I haven't, because it's a brand that I don't have. So unless it's one of them wrist rocket things from the 70s, I probably haven't. I know my brother had one of those at one time. It's been a while, though. Coquitlam. True Mark from Canadian Tire in the 90s. Canadian Tire. No, I haven't seen that one. I'd have to look it up. I don't know much about it, so I can't talk to that one as much as I'd like. With those safety glasses on, those are actually reading glasses, because sometimes I can't see the comments very good. I've worn safety glasses when I shoot some, but I'll explain. I'm shooting from 10 meters, 33 feet. I have a fabric mat behind my targets. I have nothing up there metal except a pop can, which will go right through. I wear a paracord on my slingshot, so if it slips and it lets go, it's not going anywhere. And the way we make our bands, when they break up here and go that way. So should I have safety glasses on? Probably, technically, if I'm with kids. And teaching them to shoot, because you don't know what they're going to do. They're going to get things bouncing everywhere. I will definitely wear safety glasses. But here in the controlled environment of my backyard, there's only been one or two times I had a piece of ammo bounce off of something there and come back as far as me. And by then, I was so slow I could have caught it out of the air. But if I get up really close or I'm doing something really stupid for a video, then I will put safety glasses on. What ammo am I using, Darren asked? I've got 8mm steel bearings. I get them, they're about $30-something for like $2,000. And because I have a backstop, behind my targets. It just catches them, drops them to the ground. I take a magnet, pick them all up and reuse them. And then whenever I pick them up, there's always one or two that had gotten rusty because I missed them before. I'll just throw those away. But the last time I bought them was in like February, and I still probably got at least 1,000 or 1,200 in my bucket inside the house. You live in the country, so you can shoot wherever you want. Ever hit your hand? Oh, it's funny you ask. Every now and then the bands, if you have, your bands are stronger than the weight. The idea of a band is to push the weight, the ammo out. And if the band is stronger than the ammo needs, it will bounce back and hit you in the finger. And that can be a little painful, and I've got stuff tuned in so that doesn't happen very often. The one time I did hit my hand, and there's this slingshot that I can't shoot very well, don't care for. It's called the flippin' pickle. If we're Slingshot Riot's still on here, he loves pickle forks. And it's a really thin thing with a gap about this big, so when you shoot it, you actually have to tweak the pouch sideways so it shoots over the frame. And there's a technique to it, and I got one for Christmas because I wanted to learn it. And I proceeded to smack my hand so hard within a day or two that the thumb that I hit, it hurt until February. So I hit my hand. Yeah, normally if you get a frame hit, you can see this slingshot. I've done a lot of crazy things with it. It's aluminum, and those are all frame hits that I've filed down, but very seldom. They usually will hit there and bounce this way or bounce that way. They don't usually come to your hand. Slingshots are cool. I think they're cool, MJ. I agree. Simpleshot is this. It's the slingshot you are using. This is from Simpleshot. This is the Axiom X. You can see their logo on there. It's adjustable, so these pieces slide in and out, and this slides in and out. I can make the fork the width of whatever I want. It's kind of my go-to short draw slingshot, and I like it, and I've been shooting it a long time. But I've got, this is a pro version of the cheap Axiom. It's a $30 slingshot. This is the GX version. It's made out of G10. And it's a little pricier, but you can get the same slingshot for $29.99 in plastic, and it shoots perfect, and that is from Simpleshot. Aim at the car and help the car. I like your thinking. Now, true story, you can't really see it, but over there on the edge of my garage, right there used to be a fence there. It was a dog run. And when I first started shooting, I put targets on the other side of it, and I would shoot out my back door. And out my back door was exactly 33 feet, which is competition distance. So I would shoot. But every now and then, I would get a frame hit where I was doing something wrong because I was still learning. And I was shooting clay, by the way, not steel. And it would bounce off the frame, and it would land on the roof or hit the side of the car repair shop in my backyard. And one time, I think I was actually shooting steel when it happened, and one of the mechanics was sitting in his car having lunch, and he heard it, and he moved his car. And that's when I said, I need to figure something else out because I can't have that happen. But I like your thinking, Scuba. Almost broke my nose. If you don't know what you're doing, and you don't have your technique dialed in, you can hurt yourself really bad with one of these. Yeah, your hand. I cut myself really bad right here about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I was doing long draw where instead of shooting this way, I'm pulling it back. I'll do that in a little bit. And I was doing full butterfly, which is all the way back like this. And I would tap it on my cheek to align the bands for my altitude. And when I did, this hand slipped, and it just gashed my face wide open, and that changed my technique after that. I'm in the country. I killed so many birds they stopped coming around. Maybe you just killed off all the birds, Brad. Nice. True, Mark. Now that you talk about it, I think I've heard about them. I think some people have shown them off. Please correct me if I'm wrong. They're just like a solid piece of metal, and they got like a stamp of the logo or something on them. They're like aluminum. Am I barking up the right tree there? Maybe that's, I know I've heard the name, but I have not ever held one. I think I've seen people talking about them because they're rare and they're hard to find. Where can't you use a wrist rocket? Well, anywhere you can use a slingshot, you can use a wrist rocket. I'm not a fan of wrist rockets because the big fat bands they put on them. The big old fat tubes have a super heavy draw weight, and they're hard to shoot because it takes so much energy to pull them back. So I actually have a wrist rocket that I put flat bands on like this, and it shoots like a regular slingshot. I don't even need the wrist support on it. This funny story. I live in Wisconsin, in the area around the Capitol in Madison, south central Wisconsin, straight up from Illinois. And there is a law in Madison where you are not allowed to own a wrist rocket. You can have a slingshot, but no wrist rocket. But you know what? You can go to the local Walmart or sporting goods store. You can buy a wrist rocket. It's illegal. Yeah, that's a true story. How's the Nova treating me, Sam? I'm loving the Nova. I shot it a whole bunch yesterday. I brought it out to shoot here in a bit, but some of my band wrap is coming off, so I'm not sure how many shots I'm gonna get on it. Me and Sam did a trade, and I got the Nova from him. It's pretty sweet. Sold in Army and Navy in Canada in the 80s. Yeah. It might be the one I'm thinking of, the true mark, but obviously I've never shot one, but I might have to go look it up just because I'm kind of curious. America Farmer said, hi, hello, BMW. You can buy the same ammo at Canadian Tire in Canada, of course. Of course you can. Yeah, there's a lot of places, just a bearing. Anywhere you can get a bearing, you can get ammo. And the place I will buy my next ones from is called, it's either PGN or PNG Bearings. They sponsored the tournament I went to in March down in Indiana and basically donated all the bearings. And we had probably 10 or 15,000 rounds of ammo, and they saved a bunch of it for the next tournament. And when I looked at their prices, it was almost exactly the same as Amazon. So why not give an American small company my business? Lead balls, 8mm. Yep, lead balls are cool. They pack a little bit more punch because they're heavier. But my concern with a lead ball, as far as accuracy goes, is they're probably great for hunting. But lead is a very porous material, and I wonder if, because it's got the pores on it that can grab the wind like a clay pellet can, after a certain distance, are you going to lose some accuracy as it might move around? I don't know. I've never shot lead. I just like steel. I can pick it up with a magnet in my backyard here. And but if you can make them yourself, hey, go to the auto parts store in my backyard and get all their old lead off of their tire balancing and make, I know a lot of people do that, or they get old batteries, car batteries and stuff like that. Army, Navy, yes, that brings back some memories, don't it? Zindra Ivory said hi. Rebara said hi. Rakin Raccoon in the house, the man that won the slingshot. Hey, how's it going, Rakin? Regulus, hi from Seattle. Netherlands is in the house. We had Malaysia, we've had the Netherlands, we've had Canada. Forget who else has been in here today. We've got the whole world thing melting down. There's a metal aluminum. Indonesia in the house. Sweet. Cynthia Joyce said hi. Looks dangerous for my hand because I hit my hand before. Well, Scott, bush hiker, what you need to do is go watch the course in my comments here down in the description. Go down there and watch my slingshot basics course. It's 4 videos that goes through slingshot, bands, ammo, anchor points, how to aim, how to hold the slingshot. There's something you're doing fundamentally wrong if you're hitting your hand. And my guess is, this is what most people do. First, they try and shoot this way. And so what they do is they think they're going to shoot this way. And see, what they're doing is the way you're holding the pouch. When you let go, it creates a speed bump and sends that ammo where you don't want it. So when I hold my ammo, I hold the actual ammo like that and not like this. And my guess is you're probably pinching in front of the ammo. So one of your fingers, whether it's this way or this way or this way, it's creating a bump that sends the ammo where you don't want it to go. That's my guess. Because usually when you're having frame hit problems or hand hit problems, 80 to 90% of the time, It's the grip on your pouch that is the culprit. Unless you got a band that's longer than the other one. I've been busy sleeping. Way to go, Thrillbilly. I got you confused with Yeet Master. Yeet Master hadn't been in a while, and I thought I got Yeet and Thrillbilly mixed up. I'm sorry, I apologize there. You should never hunt with lead. You typically eat what you shoot. I cannot debate that fact. Hello from Wales in the UK. Awesome, Wales, Welsh. Lola Quantum. Hello from Hawaii. Aloha. O51, Mr. Sneak, like something, the content maybe, misspelling there. What's up from Kentucky? Daniel Parker, how's it going? Oh, it was content. Hey, thanks for that, appreciate it. I'm having fun. I'm shooting slingshots. This is just like one of my 2 or 3 hobbies. And I try and shoot at least 4 or 5 days a week, sometimes 5 or 6. It's just fun. It gets me out of the house. During the summer, I get to be outside in the weather, and it feels good. Scott Brush Hiker, nice. Alvaro said hi. Lola says, everybody says hello. Lola says hello to everybody. Hey, variant typing. Hey, I'm not judging you, Lola. That's quite okay. I don't care. The fact you're here enjoying it with us, that's all I care about. How am I doing today? Doing okay. Got back from church. Had a brat and sauerkraut and some fresh corn on the cob for lunch. Today's my wife's birthday. Happy birthday, my dear. And so we're getting Mexican takeout for dinner tonight. So I tried not to eat too much at lunch because I didn't want to be sick after eating Mexican, which I'll be sick anyway because I always eat too much when I eat Mexican because, you know, Mexican food is just incredibly good. The arm brace really helps with a wrist rocket, Patrick. Okay, here's the deal. Why do you need an arm brace? Okay, because the tubes they put on there are so big that the draw weight on those is like 25 to 30 pounds. So you're pulling with such effort here, you can't stay still. And if you don't have that arm brace, it's going to do like this and you're not going to be able to shoot it. That's why you have an arm brace on a wrist rocket. These, the bands are flat. This literally has a 5 to 6 pound pull. I can pull this back and I can hold it all day and I'm not going to get shaky. I'm not going to get tired. I actually put this stuff on my wrist rocket and it shoots like a regular slingshot. You don't even need the brace. But if you want to use those big heavy tubes that come on them, I don't believe they give you the feet per second that flat bands do. But if you're going to use those tubes the way they come, you definitely need the wrist brace. I have a Hammer XT, it's called. It's a fancy wrist rocket. And it's got a whisker biscuit on it. And I put double layer, thick, heavy flat bands on it. And I use it at the archery club in the church in the basement to shoot with the kids. There's a line in the fan. He said, Thoroughly, I'm sorry you're offended, man. Okay, I'm trying to catch up on my comments. Wonder why my slingshot won't shoot where I'm aiming it. There you go. Go watch those videos. Go watch them down in the description. Get that link and watch those videos. And you'll pick up on those tips. And I think if you do those and you practice them right. See, the other thing people do, and I was doing this for a while and getting a lot of frame hits, is when they're shooting, they're doing like this. Okay? And see what that finger does when you're on the pouch? That makes a speed bump and shoots it this way. That's why when you see me shooting this way, my hand is straight up. That way I've got a straight release down the bands. And it's usually a pouch that causes the problem. The pouch grip is 90% of the problem slingshot. Jerry Short, hey, how's the temp in Wisconsin? Today it's in the low 80s. It's a wee bit humid. It's getting better though. The wind's out of the west right now, so that's going to bring some heat in. I hope the humidity goes down because I got a new motorcycle and I want to take my wife for a ride and she won't get out in the humidity. So I'm hoping it gets a little bit better. Hit the bird. You saw the bird up on the roof. Trust me, I thought about it. But if I miss and it bounces, I don't know where it's going to go. Plus, I don't want to damage the shingles up there. Get her a giant Snoopy plushie. Trust me, my friend, she's got enough giant Snoopy plushies. Actually, some of the kids at church brought her presents today. My wife's a Snoopy fan. They got her Snoopy steering wheel cover, Snoopy thing to stick on her Stanley mug straw. They made some peanut butter pecan brownies and a Snoopy baking dish and let her keep the baking dish. She's got so much Snoopy, man. Our house is overrun with Snoopy. Watch your fingers. I don't have much trouble with that. Iron Horse said hi. From Hawaii, Lola. I was a Navy doc in the Marines and Air Force and battle, man. Woo! Messing with trying to fill my days being bed wheelchair bound. That's a bummer, man. Sounds like you served your time and you are paying for it now. And you know what I'm going to say for you, Lola? I appreciate your service. I thank you for the sacrifices you made, and you're probably in the position you are because of what you did. And there's a lot of things I don't like about the way taxes are paid, but I think our military people deserve everything we can give them. I don't care how much it costs in government money. I think our military, had to get more ammo, I think our military deserves way more than they get, and I appreciate what you did for our country. So thank you. I'm caught up. Yes. Juan Zamet said hi. Okay, let's do some long draw. See if I can handle it with the wind. Again, I'm going to go there again. We still got 173 people. You missed it, Three Billy. We had 450 people on. Okay, a lot of new people. I'm going to make. I'm promoting this. I'm trying to get you guys to watch. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, because Friday I'm reviewing this on my channel. Yes, it's the auto-loading slingshot. I'm not going to shoot it today because it might give away part of the video. I want you to watch the video, find out if it's a gimmick or if it's legit. But there aren't many video reviews on this other than the Chinese people just showing off with it. Okay, but I think what I've tried to do is become one of the first people to actually have one in my hands and do a legit video review to talk about the quirks of it, how well it works, does it work. I even measured ammo speed in feet per second. And I tried to dive a little bit in depth and show you how to tweak it. There's some tuning you have to do to it. I covered all of that, and I don't know if anybody else has done it. So when that video comes out Friday, subscribe to my channel so you can watch it. And when you watch it, please share it on the internets and the interwebs and the socials and all that stuff. Share that video, and let's see if we can get a bunch of traffic on it. Because I want it to be one of the first ones that everybody turns to. Temu ordering slingshots and ammo and want to get the auto loader. Lola, before you buy that auto loader, you watch my video, okay? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying you need to watch the video to know some more about it, because if you don't know what you're doing, you may get something you don't like. Just saying. Hint, I kind of liked it. But it's a pricey machine, so don't go spending the money on it until you watch my video, okay? We're doing long draw, so I'm shooting at that can up there. Single knuckle slingshots. You're talking about where you are the ones that are like really thin and you just kind of hold them with your hand? No, I don't have any of those. I'm shooting at that can down range with my long draw. But Lola, if you really want to get good slingshots, I'm not poo-pooing Temu. I would say head over to Slingshot and get a starter pack from there, because you know you're getting good quality from them. It's hit and miss. Okay, here we go. Takes me a few shots to get dialed in because this is a different kind of shooting technique, as you can tell. Instead of anchoring here and having this as a reference point solid, I'm shooting from back here and it's floating, so it could go anywhere. So it's a matter of getting this altitude right. I am using the Nova from Liberty Custom Slings that I traded Sam for. One of my band ties is kind of messed up. I think my magnet got a hold of it in my ammo bag and cut it. So I'm not sure how long this one's going to last before I have to fix it. I'm not hitting it very good. Where'd I get my microphone? This is a cheapie off of Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks. Comes with 2 microphones and a piece for the bottom of my phone for the receiver. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a metal pole down there. And I've got another microphone on there so you can actually hear what's going on downstream. It was $20, $25. I can't remember. It was dirt cheap. I do video for a living, so I understand how important audio is. Yes, thanks, Thrillbilly. If you use the affiliate link that's in my description to buy stuff off of Simpleshot, I get a small commission. And for the time being, because there's still more stuff I need to get, all the money that they send me in my small commission checks is going to buy more stuff from Simpleshot. They got everything you could ever need. But if you're very, very limited on money, I'm not going to tell you not to go the Temu Amazon route. The wind got that. The wind's pretty bad today, so I'm not sure how this is going to work. Yeah, if you just go up and for the microphone, just go on Amazon and look up cell phone microphones or whatever. There's just 100 bazillion different brands. They're pretty much all the same. They just slap a different Chinglish sounding name on them. And while it's not great, it's not like a DJI or something like that. It does sound better than a phone. That was a good hit. Going to be starting with my grandkids early, teaching them firearm and weapon safety and training. I have a slingshot from Temu, and it's nice looking. It reminds me more of a wrist rocket. Teach those kids the firearm safety. And you know what? The slingshots are kind of cool to have in your arsenal, because I'm doing this in my backyard in the middle of town. And you know what? Other than the neighbors that know me, that know what I'm doing, anybody who would drive by thinks I'm playing with a toy in the backyard. And the most noise I make is hitting that can or that water bottle. And you don't have to worry about chasing arrows down. You could come out here with an airsoft gun, but they look like real guns. And, you know, the way people are these days, I know in my neighborhood, if I did something like that, the people with, like, on the Facebook groups, oh, did you see there's a guy on whatever street and he's got a gun in the backyard? Anybody else see that? I'm worried. That's just the way people are paranoid around here. Rake and Raccoon, glad you could hang out with us. For those of you who don't know, Rake and Raccoon lives on like a 100-acre ranch in California. I looked him up on Google Maps because he won a slingshot that I gave away, and I like to look up where people live when they give me their address, just because I'm curious. I'm not a stalker. Trust me, I'm not a stalker. And it's like, dude, that's quite a setup. I'm not shooting very good today because I'm paying attention to you guys more than I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. But we're having fun. That's what this is about, folks. Oh, man, that would have hit, but the wind blew the can. Cheaper and has a simple design. Yes, I love the Axiom. I want another plastic Axiom. I have the G10 version that was gifted to me, and I absolutely love it. But I want a plastic one as well to use as a backup, because if I ever use it in competition, it's always good to have 2 of the same frames. Ooh, that's a good hit. Got your maker's pin. Way to go there, buddy. You just keep doing it. C Never said hi. In the website, that's why I got it as well. These would do a ton of damage to intruders without getting picked up on the flock cameras. Yeah. They just banned flock cameras in my community. They just had a big old community-wide vote. And they had them taken down. Cheap Canadian tire slingshot to scare the bears out of my yard, but now I want a model similar to yours. Like I said, go get one of these. I can't recommend it enough. Not the G10 that I got here. This is the fancy one. Sorry, my vans are tangled up. This is the fancy one. They make this in plastic. It's a perfectly fine. It will shoot just as good as this one. 30 bucks US. Canadian, it might be what, 40, 42, something like that. And you can get a starter pack. And this is just an all-around great slingshot for the price. And they have a starter kit for like 65, 70 something dollars on Simpleshot. Use my link down there and look up Axiom starter kit. Can't recommend that frame enough. That thing is just solid, and it is my favorite. Although this Nova that I'm shooting, this is a custom made frame. And it feels very much like the Axiom, and it shoots. One day I can't miss with this, and the next day all I do is miss, and then I'll pick the Axiom up and I'll start hitting. So 6 of one, half dozen of another. Mears said hi. Keep shining and slinging. Hey, thanks, Chase in Utah. I hope the world's better for having me in it. I try and help people and be good to people and stuff like that. I like to teach and help. Dewey Dodson said this. Lola, thanks for, I'm glad you found our channel too. It sounds like you're kind of into this stuff, and it sounds like you really want to teach your grandkids firearm and target safety and stuff. And that's an awesome thing to do. And coming from someone that was in the military, you probably know it better than a lot of people. So kudos, way to go. That's awesome. I want to be your grandkid, except I'm too old. Bryson said hi. Dewey Dodson says I'm the best. My wife, as long as my wife thinks I'm the best, that's all I care about. Did you hit your hand yet? No. I haven't hit my hand since December. Hit my frame a few times, but not my hand. The one I have here, this is a custom made out of G10. And see, here's the problem. My band wrap is coming loose. It's like a plumber's silicone tape. It keeps coming loose on me. This one is custom made from a guy named Dave Longworth down in Indiana. The company is called Liberty Custom Slings. You can see it's got the Statue of Liberty Maker's pen on it. These are G10, and this is not one I would recommend for your first slingshot because you're going to get frame hits. Shoot clay when you're starting out. You get clay pellets dirt cheap, and they disintegrate and they turn into mud when they get wet, so you don't have to pick them up. But you're going to get frame hits. You don't want to take a nice frame like this that costs $140 and bang it up until you know what you're doing. Once you are comfortable shooting and you got your technique down, then you can invest in the fancier frames. But that Axiom I've been talking about for $30, it will shoot as good as this one, and it feels almost like this one. You get good with that, then you invest in one of these custom frames or the pro level frames. But please, when you're first starting out, folks, don't shoot the steel that I'm shooting. Shoot clay ammo. I get my clay ammo, $1,500 can of it at Walmart for 10 bucks. You can get it cheaper online. I know Amazon sells it a whole lot cheaper, but from what I've gathered, the stuff on Amazon is a good price, but there's a lot of irregularity in the shape. But for just plinking out in the backyard and learning and goofing around, it's not bad. So please, please start on clay. Do not start with steel. It was about a year before I started shooting steel. We appreciate the recommendation. Hey, I'm glad I could help. What's the best cheap ammo? Clay. Clay. Actually, even better. Okay, best cheap ammo, who is it? G-Baki? Okay, I say clay because it's bigger and you can see it travel. But if you're starting out, if you can shoot BBs, because they're super small and the bands have like a 3-pound draw weight. There's like no draw to it. It's great for kids. But what a lot of people do is they will shoot airsoft ammo, which is the size of a BB, but it's plastic. And they make biodegradable airsoft ammo. And so you could shoot that in your backyard, and God, you could probably buy 8,000 of those things for a few dollars. And it's a great way to get started. It's inexpensive. It's safe. It's not going to travel quite as good. It's not going to pack the punch. But for learning techniques and stuff, a lot of people say you should shoot BBs when you're first starting out, and because you can put a piece of paper up shoot 5 shots, go see where your holes are at, and you can start dialing in your aim. And there's ways to do that. A lot of people use BBs to begin with because you can see your patterns and you can start dialing them in and moving them around to get your shots on target on the bullseye. I hope that made sense. Yeah, I agree raking raccoon clay is good, but you know what? Biodegradable airsoft would not be bad. Rocks, I imagine. Yeah, those are the cheapest. But the problem with rocks is none of them are round. So you can shoot a rock and you never know where it's going to go. Who wants one of these when you can get a gun unless you're 12 years old? Well, I do, because I live in town. If I pulled a gun out in my yard, the police would be here. I can play with this because everybody thinks I'm playing with a toy. Ammo's a lot cheaper. They're cheaper to shoot. You can be fully up and running with a decent slingshot for $100 with bands and ammo and everything you need. You can shoot it in your backyard. You can't do that with a gun unless you're going to get a Red Ryder, and then my slingshot will be better than a Red Ryder. But I understand guns are fun. I like them. I got a couple of guns. I got a 22, a couple of 9mm. Sorry, got 380 for concealed carry. But I can do this in my backyard. I can enjoy target shooting without the neighbors going crazy. And it's just cheap and it's fun. And if you're into archery, the commonality between them, if you're into archery, you learn slingshots really quick. Rocks can usually damage your bands. Yes, they can, because of the regularity when they're coming out. If they hit your bands, in fact, a lot of times when you get a frame hit because you messed your pouch up, you check your bands and there's usually a hole or a cut in them. Grandfather 5.5. Have the body of a 70-year-old with the mind of a 13-year-old. Oh, that's funny. I kind of can relate. I'm 65 next month, and I got the mind of, I wouldn't say a 13-year-old, maybe late teens, early 20s. I'll have to dock your pay, Andrew. Made the same mistake with ammo choice. Yeah, don't start with steel. Are marbles good to use? I know a lot of people shoot marbles. They're round, they're big, they pack a punch. And if you're shooting at targets that are not really hard, they're soft. Like almost all of my targets downrange are things that would not break a marble. There's a couple of little metal poles holding up some of my targets in my can. If I were to hit one of those in marble, it could shatter it. So I would say if you're shooting to a backstop that's going to drop them and you're shooting at soft targets like rubber and leather and stuff like that, marbles are perfectly okay. But if you hit anything hard and they shatter, woohoo! Oops, I knocked the can off of its perch. I shot a marble with steel at my church because I have a range in my basement at church in our archery range. I shot a big marble with a steel shot and it shattered and there was glass shards everywhere. And so I kind of stay away from them. Ron Perry frames are sweet too if you're looking for a new frame, but his are custom made again. I would not make that my first frame. Barefoot Slinger's his name on Facebook. Ron Perry's his name. His company is Barefoot Slinger because he's barefoot. And he makes some nice stuff, aluminum cores with, he uses very rare hardwoods. He's making me one right now with some really nice spalted walnut or something. It's going to be really pretty. But he makes nice custom frames. Again, do not start with a custom frame. Start with something that you don't care if you beat it up. Marbles are good, but they tend to ricochet and shatter. You mentioned Discord. There is a Discord server for slingshot shooters, Lola. And they do all kind of stuff. They have online tournaments and chit chat and stuff like that. So there is some Discord out there. I'm in it. I'm not a big Discord user, so I'm not in there very often. Marbles are great for crowd control. Ricochet shards into a raging crowd. I like your thinking. You know, when you got these protesters that are being stupid, I'm from Wisconsin. When you got these protesters that are being stupid, my thought is, get the manure cannon out. They ain't going to hang around when that manure spreader starts throwing manure piles at them like a fire hose. That'll get rid of people really fast. Just band up a couple of frames of light bands, start training for speeching. Ooh, long draw's getting serious now. Why don't you get a slingshot that has a magazine? Funny you should say that. I actually have one. And the video review on this is coming out Friday. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can watch it and share it. Because I'm not going to shoot it now because, hey, I want you to watch the review and I might give away some of the details that are in the review. So that video will come out on Friday. There are not many video reviews other than people showing off with these. So subscribe to the channel, watch the video, and then share this online. I want that thing to go crazy on views because everybody asks about this. How many of you have had somebody send you a link to a video of this from China when them showing it off in prototype stage? It's out. I have one. I reviewed it, and it's a legit review where I dive into it, talk about the quirks, what works, what doesn't, whether I like it, whether it shoots good, and I even measured the ammo speed. So I don't think there's another review like that out there. The magazine is cool, but you're limited to how many shots you got in the magazine. Old Ohio Trail Ranger here. Hey, God bless, thanks. We still have it here in Wisconsin, and Royal Rangers is a ministry in my church, and I am still one of the leaders. Shooting at that water bottle. Ooh, got it. Mechanical slingshots are not allowed in tournaments. You are correct. Mechanical and magnets are not allowed in tournaments, and that has both. So it's not a tournament shooter. It's more of a novelty, fun. Let's play around with it on the shooting the target range. But I wanted one because everybody asked about it, and I wanted to be the first to review it. There's always that guy. He's got a lot of long 22 that can Sasquatch with the eyes closed. You're a better shot than me. Looked like a stress reliever for sure. Yes, I agree. If I have a bad day at work, if I can come out here after work and shoot for 30 minutes, it's a lot of fun. Dr. Lasers, you said you can't shoot a slingshot for crap. If you go down in the description of this particular live stream, there's a link to my Slingshot Basics course. Get yourself a good beginner slingshot from Simpleshot. Watch that course, and you'll be popping cans within a week. It goes over the technique, the physics, the grip, the aim, anchor points, all of that stuff. And it will get you shooting well. And then once you've watched those, feel free to shoot me a message. Leave a comment on some of the videos, and I'll be glad to help you however I can. Got a local problem with catapults. The local kids targeting wildlife. You must be from England, because I've read there's some people that are having issues with that over there, and that's just too bad, because it's just like anything. You get something that's good and fun, and somebody's going to go out and be jerks with it and screw it up for everybody. A brain fart is where a fart goes to your brain and messes. Maybe that's my problem, Slingshot, right? Maybe that's my problem. That brain farts all the time. But he used small game, hunt slingshot only, and he was more successful than our boys with rimfires. There's a lot of people that take squirrels and rabbits with this. We're not allowed to hunt with them in the state that I live in here in the U.S. It's Wisconsin. We can use them for pest control, which technically would allow you to kill a squirrel in your yard if you want to, but we're not allowed to hunt with them. It's still against the law that has not been cleared yet. But I just like target shooting. I don't like wild game, and I don't hunt, so I just do it for fun. Lawnmower's going to sling them as well. Okay, here's the cool thing about that, Conscious Awakening. My ammo is 8mm steel, and they're tiny. And I have yet to run over one with the mower and send it flying. because they hit the ground and they drop down under the grass where the mower is going to cut. If you had your mower blades, sorry, plain fly mower, if you had your mower blades stuck all the way down where you're scraping dirt, then maybe. But normally your mower is not going to pick it up. I have not flung one yet. Arnold says, hi, how are you? I am fine. The Alcoida said, hi. Sorry, folks, we got a lot of people on. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and do some shooting because I don't want to just sit here and talk. I want to shoot, but at the same time, I don't want people to feel like I'm ignoring them. So I like, because if somebody's asking me a question, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and answer it. I like the custom frames. So do I. They're cool, but they're not cheap, and you don't want to bang them up, so you got to be pretty good. Gio said it's a cool sport. I agree. Cool. This is a fun sport. I'm not a huge outdoor person, but as a kid and as a young adult, I never really got to shoot stuff. But every time somebody gave me something to shoot, I usually did really well with it. So when the slingshot idea came along, I jumped on the bandwagon, and I have been having fun learning to get accurate and learning to help other people get accurate. Simpleshot Scout X for hunting. Yeah, you can put some big bands on there, like 0.7 or 1 millimeter bands, and you can smack some stuff pretty good with that. Scout X is a bigger frame, and I have small hands, so I would probably use the Scout LT2, which is my favorite, as far as that kind of stuff would be. Although I do have the Axiom X for my short draw, which is my go-to frame. Hi from Croatia. How's it going? Where you got your rubber band from, which is best? That is a loaded question, my friend. There are so many places that sell latex. The place I get them from, the dude's on Facebook, it's called Tritium Sling Co. They're 0.45. It's the only thickness he has. And there's a purple that they say is a little better for short draw, and pink is better for long draw. And I just happen to like them. Are there other bands that are better and might have a little more snap to them? Yeah, but I target shoot. I don't need power. I just happen to like these. Omega Sling sells tons of bands, all kind of different thicknesses. Appalachian Sling Company sells lots of them. I would kind of stay away from some of the ones on Amazon because I've had a few of those and those are crap. But if you get them from reputable slingshot companies, Y-Shot X, GZK, Appalachian Sling, Omega Sling, Simpleshot, those are special latex made for slingshots, and they shoot well. And you know what? You could give me a 0.45 band from 3 different companies, and could I tell a difference in them? It's going to be a very, very subtle difference. You're not going to have a night and day, oh my God, this width band gives me 50 miles an hour, 50 more feet per second for the same setup that my other ones do. No, you might get an extra 5 or 6 feet per second. When you're target shooting, does it really matter? So cool, a hummingbird was just hovering right there. That was really cool. Hummingbirds are awesome. So do the bands matter? Yes, you want to get a quality slingshot band. But some people will swear by Omega. Some people will swear by Tritium. Some people will swear by stuff that Appalachian Sling sells. Just find ones that work for you and you like them. I found what I like and I stick with it. What's the distance to target? Geo asked. Sorry, I'm probably getting behind on my chat. I'm at 10 meters distance to my target. That's competition range. You see the 5 spinners I got down there. Those are competition size spinners, which I will practice on occasionally, especially before a competition. And so I'm practicing from 10 meters. So that's the standard distance. Hit them with a cow patty. They protest in the winter, get a water gun out. Ooh, I'd like that idea. I've been seeing that one and eyeing it. Still subbing, I have to know. Thanks, man. And share that video when it comes out on Friday. What is your backstop material? It's a mesh fabric. I got it from Omega Slings. Every now and then they come out with it, and it's a 5.5 by 5 foot piece of, it's almost square, and they put the grommets in it, and I just put 2 T-poles up and ran paracord across, and I hang it from that. But you can use towels. I used bed sheet for a while. They all work. It's just this is a special one made just for slingshots, and it was like, I think it was like $65, which I thought was not a bad price for a piece that's already put together and I don't have to do the work. Steven said hi. I'm going to do a video. It'll say it. If you use the rifle slingshot, I did a review on it. I got a cheap one, and it's total crap. And the video is a couple of videos back on my YouTube channel on the videos, and I didn't like it. It didn't work. I couldn't make it work, so I sent it to Mr. Slingshot Riot. I just sent it to him. He said he wanted to see if he could get it to work, and he sort of got it working, sort of okay. But I wouldn't try and hunt or anything with it. It's not gonna feed you. Let's just say that. Are you talking about the slingshot rifle that's like a big thing and you pull it back and it's got a release I want to try one of those. I got to get one of those. That's what you're talking about. Those I think will work. I just got to get one. And that might be that one might have to start moving up my list for reviews, because that'd be fun to play with, because those things. Can you shoot from the hip? I could. But it's something, because I'm no good at it. So I'm not going to try. But could I? Yeah. Call mechanical magnet ones there. Yeah, what you're talking about, Lola, is this thing. It's mechanical. It's got a magazine. It's 3D printed. I actually have one. And like I've said over here on this live stream a couple of times, my video review of this is coming out on Friday. I'm not shooting it today because it might give away some of the things about the review. But once the review is out, I will shoot it on a live stream and we'll have some fun with it. So that kind of gives you a hint that I will shoot it on the live stream. So that's the only hint I will give you about its viability. So when you guys see that slingshot review come out on Friday, please share it all over the place. Let's get that thing going crazy, because I want people to see it. Black bedsheet works good as a backdrop. Yes, it does, because then you can see your target stand out from it better. Good recommendation, Long Drawn. It's dirt cheap too. This is a lot less expensive than shooting firearms. Somebody said something about why shoot that when you can shoot a 22. Well, it is a whole lot cheaper. I can have all kind of stuff in a couple slingshots and all the ammo I could need for the price of a cheap 22. Yep, what Long Draw said. It's just another form of target shooting. It's fun. It's cheap. And I suck at the long draw right now. CG, haven't seen you in a while. Spearfishing slingshot. I've used this. I think I might have seen the spearfishing thing. I know they make slingshots that have a reel on the bottom, so you like. It's basically a sling boat. I've got a slingshot with a whisker biscuit in. I'll pull it out in the wintertime when we have archery going at my church, and I start shooting from the church basement. I have one, and I'll pull it out and shoot a few arrows. You basically have an arrow with a string tied to it. You shoot a carp or you shoot a fish, and then you use the reel to reel it in. So I have seen those. I've got something that would work. It's got a Picatinny thing on it. I could put a reel on there, but I got it just for shooting archery with kids, so I probably won't be going there. I bet I can nail it. I bet you I could too. Raccoons come around my yard from time to time, and they have damaged my house, so I scare them away. I'm not going to kill a raccoon. I can't kill a raccoon with one of these. But dadgummit, I can send him back down in the gutter with a bruised butt, and I've done that a few times. You can hate me for doing that, but when those cute raccoons cost you a $10,000 roof on your house, you might change your tune. So I don't kill them. I don't shoot to kill them. I shoot to make them think twice about coming back. Too bad my kids are grown. They're too big for target. They're too big a target. When I was a kid, I shot my neighbor with my Daisy gun. He was 2 backyards down and started screaming, "Daddy, a bee got me." Oh. Funny story, I was at a boys camp for this ministry that I work at, Royal Rangers, last year, and I just started shooting slingshots, and I had my Axiom X with some bands on it, and I was shooting clay pellets, and one of the kids in our group said, "Does that thing hurt if it hits you?" I said, "I don't know, go over there and let me shoot you." So he went about 60 feet away, 50 feet away, And I pulled back short draw and I shot him right square in the butt with his jeans with a clay pellet. Let's just say he didn't want to do that again. Yes, check out Simpleshot for quality bands. They make good stuff. The only reason I don't shoot Simpleshot bands, there's nothing wrong with them. They're great bands. But I have trouble getting my bands to line up when they're black. I don't see them as well, and that's just a personal thing. So don't think I'm bashing Simpleshot for bands, because I don't use theirs and I use everything else they sell. I just want a colored band. If they would make their bands in a yellow or a bright color, I would be on them and I would probably never buy anything else. Rifle stock style or gimmicks, or are they actually typically more accurate for beginners and long, like 30 yards or so? If you're talking about Mr. DRL, if you're talking about the ones that come with a long stick with a frame on the end and you pull it back and it's got a thing here that locks the pouch, those could be serious for hunting. Yes, they could. If you're talking about the little things you see on Amazon that open up and shoot darts and ammo and slingshot ammo, no, those are a piece of crap. I had one. Now, quick story about that. There is a video online from Zach Fowler, who is like a really good slingshot shooter. He built one of those sling guns. And he went to a neighbor's farm to help control some of the pigeons and the doves that were overtaking the farm because the guy just had too much pigeon poop around. Let's just say that. And he figured that would be a good way to kill them and control them. And he got a couple with it, but then he pulled his regular slingshot out because he shoots long draw, so he gets some good speed. And he was knocking them down like you would not believe, much quicker and faster and more effective than that gun. But yes, to start out with, they are accurate because they're consistent. You know it's going to do the same thing every time, and once you dial your aim in, they would be good. And I do want to play with one of those. I just got to buy one because I don't have stuff to do. My brother wants my Sparrow. That's not a bad slingshot. That's a good starter slingshot. That's a Zach Fowler design. It's very simple. It looks like a tree fork made out of plastic. But it's his go-to slingshot. That's what he shoots, that and the Hornet. But if you look at Zach Fowler when he's online, if he pulls a slingshot out on the video, it's a $20 Sparrow. And this is one of the best shooters you'll see around. So it doesn't take an expensive frame to shoot well. The big thing about expensive frames, and like my G10 one, is the thickness and the heaviness. Sometimes the weight of it helps stabilize, and sometimes the grip just feels better in your hand. But shooting wise, they're the same. Joseph, haven't seen you in a while. Hey, how's it going? Just use M80s. Oh, yeah, the one that, yeah, those would work. I've seen people shooting those DLRS or DARL Acers. Sorry, I'm reading screen names. The trigger ones, yeah, those I think would be pretty good, and they would probably be pretty good to 30 yards if you had the right kind of bands on it. So, yeah, they're worth checking out, but these are a whole lot more easy to deal with. Then it's quit being a minute. I see what you did there. I see what you did. If they need to make is a compound slingshot. They actually do. They have a compound bow. They're on Amazon, and I might get one at some point, but they're more pricey than I want to pay. It's like a compound bow, you know, with the fancy stuff, but it's got a rail on it that shoots steel ammo. If you look them up on Amazon, you can see pictures of them, but do I want to spend that much money for something I'm probably not going to shoot? $50, $60 maybe. I think those can get up into the hundreds. And it's more of a novelty gimmick than a viable weapon, I think. Show the real slingshot. This is a custom made. It's called the Nova from Liberty Custom Slings, made out of G10. Sorry, guys, I need to give me a drink of water quick. There's a lot of really good slingshots on Simpleshot. Oh, that is cold. My wife put ice in my water bottle. She's a good one. I think I'll keep her. I'll donate you a homemade card and anything. I don't want to sit. Well, you make it, Sam, and then we'll talk about it. I'm not going to shoot a 65, but once you start making your stuff and get them up and running and viable, we'll talk about that and doing a giveaway. I'm just trying not to do too many giveaways because the post is just killing me. Some of the last slingshot I gave away to Raking Raccoon, it cost me as much postage as I paid for the slingshot. But hey, Sam, once you get up and running and you get some of the slingshots made and cleaned up and perfected, we'll certainly give one away if you want. Run the spinners. You want me to run spinners with a long draw, Perkins? You nuts, boy. I'll run them, but I'm going back to my short draw where I have a fighting chance. Hillbilly wants a Sparrow, but from Silencer Company. Don't even know what you're talking about, but it sounds cool because it says Silencer, so that means it's a firearm company. You know about all that crazy stuff, Hillbilly. Lots of people bird hunt will say, oh, you could definitely bird hunt with a slingshot. The long draw more powerful. Yes, it is a little bit more powerful. Because what happens with the short draw, like I'm shooting here, I'm pulling back from here. So I get that much length. But when I go long draw, I'm pulling back from here. With bands that are similar, equal. These I did a speed test the other day. This band here, short draw, I was getting 210 feet per second. With my long draw, this far back, and this isn't even full long draw, this is 3/4, full long draw is all the way back. From about here, which is about where my elbow would be a 90 degree, I was getting 250 feet per second. So yes, it does add some punch to it, which if you were shooting long, you're not going to drop as much altitude. So, all right, long draw, I'm getting back into my short draw so I can run the spinners. Just taking a couple of practice shots to get myself zoned back in from the long draw. I don't do very good on the spinners with long draw. Although the other day I got a 24 score. I was happy about that. For those of you that don't know, the competition spinners, they go from 40 to 80 millimeters. The 40 millimeters is worth 10 points. The 50 millimeter is worth 8 points on down to 2 points for the 80. You get 5 shots. The perfect score is 30 points. In competition, you have to do that 4 times. So a maximum of 120 points is what is possible. Let me get a couple more shots and I will do a run on them. Just for long draw. I know he's probably disappointed I put the long draw away. But if I'm going to hit something and I'm going to be under pressure, I'm going to do it without I think I'm shooting the best. Okay, I got the bell, which is really a 40 millimeter. Let me see if I can get it again. Real close. All right, let me grab some more ammo. Okay, I'm going to zoom out so you can actually see. Just gauging if it will be worth the investment into wood and woodworking tools. It can get pretty pricey, and as my buddy Barefoot Slinger says, who makes some custom slingshots, he makes the aluminum core with the wood. It's a hobby. It's a money-losing hobby. You're not going to make a lot of money at it, but if you want to make them and make your own designs, if you've got a pretty good wood shop or a workshop going already, you probably have a lot of the stuff. But very, very few people actually make a living building slingshots. Most of them are just building them for fun, to make a few bucks here and there, but they're not making enough money to legitimately survive and make a living. It's basically, you're doing it as a hobby with a little bit of money coming in, but you're doing it for the love of it. So just telling you that. Yes, they have competitions. There's some really good ones, and we've got a whole contingent of people from America going over to Spain in September to shoot in the World Cup. And I'm hoping they do pretty good. A couple of them are really good shots. Yes, and if you go online and start looking for slingshot tournaments and slingshot shooting over in Japan, China, Indonesia, Malaysia, that area, they are serious about their slingshot shooting. It is a major sport in China. It's fun and takes a lot of skill to master. You're right, through. But okay, long draw. This is for you, my buddy. I'm going to do 5 shots on the spinners. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better. All right. So what I did in my tournament is I started on the 40 and tried to run the table. I'm going to start in the middle on the 60s because a lot of the better shooters say you start on the 60 to get confidence, work your way down, and then hit the 2 big ones. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I've got 5 shots. 5. Okay, here we go. Wind is kind of blowing and messing my bands up, so we'll see how bad I do. Here we go. I'm shooting at the 60, which is the middle spinner. Okay, that's 1 shot. I just missed it. Oh, still missed it. It's because you're watching, long draw. It's because you're watching, Roy. Oh, come on. It's 3. Only got 2 more shots to get any points. There we go. I got the 60, so I got 6 points. Now, just because it's my last shot, I'm going for broke. I'm going for the 10 points. So if I get that, I would end up with a 16, which is not good. Oh, I just missed it. So I got a whole 6 points. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, let's do it one more time. 5 more shots. It's for you, long draw. Feel free to laugh at me, everybody. Okay, I got the 60. 1 shot. Let's go for the 50. Oh, just missed. That's 2. Missed. That's 3. I'm still not doing very good. Oh, I hit the 60 again. I wasted a shot. What an idiot. All right, I'm going for the 40. Oh, I got a whole 6 points that time. Oh, I'm judging. Oh, that sucked. All right, one more round just for you, Roy, because you're being judgmental. That's 1 shot. I keep dropping ammo off the magnet. Two, and I missed again. Ah. 3, the wind hit that one. My bands were vibrating. So I'm blaming that on the wind. It's not my fault. Not my fault. Going for the 50. Nope. All right, I'm going for broke. I'm going for the 40. I'm going to get 0 points this round, thanks to you, long draw. Oh, I got it. I got 10 points. Hey, this is the fun of live streams. Hey, this is hilarious. We still got 150 people on. Dang, 164 likes. We're killing it today. And Thrillbilly, it'd be nice for you to know my leg's doing okay. Usually my leg starts hurting, but it's bothered me a little bit, but not terrible. Oh, I hit that poor blue chicken. All right, now I'm going to aim at a spinner that Sam gave me, Slingshot Riot. You guys can't see it very good. It's a brown spot next to that orange thing. It's brown. in front of a black background. So it's hard even for me to see. I'm sure you probably can't see it, but oh, I just grazed it. Sorry, I was looking at something in my neighbor's yard. They're gone. Okay, one more shot. Ah! All right, I got to hit it. It's just for the principle of the thing now. It's making me mad. Whoa, the wind talked the bands just shot straight in the ground on that one from the wind. Okay, this is the last shot. Got it. Dead center. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, my bands are whipping. That's why that one shot went in the ground. Okay, I'm going to shoot now. Just a couple shots with the Axiom, which is my go-to for long draw. This is the one that you can get in plastic for only $29.99. This is the G10 version. It was gifted to me. I believe it costs about 120 bucks. But when I go to long draw, this is the one that I am best at. It's not always the one I go to first. I like shooting that Nova, but I'm not as good with it. I'm still getting the feel for it. But the bands are kind of messed up on that, the band wrap. So let's go with the Axiom. I know they're in better shape. Okay, I'm not going to go put my can back up, but what I am going to go put my can back up. I'm sorry. I want to blow this can to pieces. Not much left of it already. I just need to hang it back up. There. Let's finish that stupid thing off. Because I just like blowing up cans with my long draw. No, they don't, Lola. Trust me. Does this man look like he's ripped in any way other than my belly? No. The 5-pound draw here is, I believe, even with the long draw here, I'm only getting about a 6-pound draw, so it's not much. And I'm starting to get a small cut in my band. You can see it right there. But I'm going to get a couple shots with it. I think it'll be good for a couple shots. We'll see. If not, we'll just go back to short draw and finish that can off. So this long draw that I'm doing, 3/4 draw, benefits with about an extra 30 to 40 feet per second ammo speed. Yeah, the wind is messing my bands up a little bit. I barely touched it. Oh, they're not even going to try in this wind. It feels good though. Ooh. Hey, Thrillbilly, that message you just deleted, that was okay. It's from Lola. It's okay. I don't mind that one. He was talking about gaining weight. I gained my weight back during COVID because the gym was closed, and then I got lazy, and now I don't like the people at the gym anymore. Man, I'm hitting it, but not in the right spot. Couple more shots. That was a bad shot. Still got 170 people on. We are going to have to start winding this down. We're running on an hour and 40 minutes right now. Yeah, my cut's getting bigger. I got 2 or 3 more shots in this band, and then it's going to be done for. That was a good hit, though. Maybe we can bust the can before it breaks. Again, for safety, this is the cool thing. Where's my band getting cut? It's going bad there. So if I pull back and this band goes, where's this going to go? It's not going to go to my face. It's going to go right down toward my hands, which is much safer than your face. Somebody was asking about safety earlier. Ooh, I hit it hard that time, but it was right on the bottom. Has been a fun live stream today. We've had some fun banter, a lot of people on, a lot of information passed back and forth. It's been a good time, folks. I just want to bust that can up. Okay, I got 2 more shots on my magnet, and then I'm going to retire this long draw, and we'll go back to the short draw, finish the can up if we don't already, and call it a day, I think. Ooh. Oh, it's just barely hanging now. Can we get it with our last shot? Everybody have confidence in me? Feels like 106 long draw. It's 80 something, low 80s here, and a slight breeze. It's really not too bad. The humidity is finally going down. Okay, but I didn't see the very end of it. But yeah, Lola, I try and make this a place where kids can be if they want to, and keep the language friendly. So just no big deal. We're glad you're here. Just the moderator doing what he thought was right. I apologize for that. But yeah, I don't want any swearing on my channel feed. Just don't care for it. Not needed. All right. Let's finish that can off. Somebody called me a young man. I appreciate that. Dutchman said hi. Okay, I'm going to finish this off with the short draw, which I am much more accurate at. Let me zoom in so you can watch it fall. There we go. The can is right there, about to break. Boom, there it went. Just flew to pieces. Hey, don't worry about it, Lola. We're glad you're here. It's all good. Water under the bridge. What's the foot-pound of the elastic you are using? I don't know exactly the foot-pound, but what I can tell you, the draw weight on this is about 5 to 6 pounds. Same with the long draw when I pull it back, but because I've got farther, I get more speed. I can tell you, I just checked the other day, this slingshot with this exact set of bands. Now, granted, they've been used a little more, and they're probably a little mushy and stretchy, but I got 210 feet per second out of it. And the long draw bands the other day that are actually on those slingshots that I was using, I was getting in the neighborhood of 250 with it. How can I get one of these? I don't know the name of it in English. We call them slingshots, or a lot of people in Europe and overseas call them catapults. Okay, those are the 2 names. In the U.S., we call them slingshots. If you're in the U.S., Simpleshot is the place to get. If you are in Europe or overseas, there's multiple companies. I know in South Africa, the Gorilla X people sell the same slingshot Simpleshot does. They're a distributor for them. Otherwise, if you go on Amazon or online, GZK is a dependable brand. Y-Shot X, Wasp is a brand. Just do a search for slingshot or catapult. Those are the 2 code names that they call these things. Here, we're calling them slingshots. But if you're in America, use in the description of this video is a link to Simpleshot. Use that, because when you buy stuff from there, I get a small commission for sending customers there. Oh, some Saudi Arabia. Okay, you're in the Africa area. Gorilla X down in South Africa. I'm not sure if what the taxes and the shipping and tariffs and stuff are like down there. But Gorilla X sells all the Simpleshot line, plus they do some of their own custom builds. In fact, I just released a video this week on the Reaper, which is one of their custom frames that has the link to their company in it. Otherwise, you can get them on Amazon, and most of the Chinese companies will ship anywhere. Just be careful when you get them from China, because some of them are really total crap. But if you get one of the name brands like GZK, Wasp, Y-Shot X from the reputable companies that do sell on slingshots, then you can depend on the quality of those being something that people use in competitions and are safe to use. There's some really good China companies, because China and slingshots are a huge sport there, but some of the ones that you get for dirt cheap, that's exactly what they are. Dirt cheap. The wind got my bands on that one, and I missed my target completely and hit the garage. Black Widow. I've heard the Black Widow before. Hey, cool, from Saudi Arabia. We got a person from Saudi Arabia. We've had every continent now. Lola said, make some of the beautiful, strong African wood. May make some good, strong wood. I know my durability, that message was okay, unless there was something in it that I didn't see that I don't want to see. But Africa has some really good hardwoods. My aunt and uncle, when I was younger, they finally are passed away, but they were missionaries in Africa, and they used to bring back African mahogany. Most beautiful grained wood you've ever seen, and that stuff was hard as a rock. I tried in wood shop in high school to make a project out of it, and I just blew up. Wore out 2 or 3 router bits, just burned them up, because it was such a hard wood the router couldn't handle it. But man, was it some pretty wood. Always wanted to visit Arabia. It's kind of cool. I don't think I'd like the food though. I loved Africa, beautiful all over. Lola, Africa is a beautiful place. It's a different kind of pretty. We think of pretty here as like mountains, beaches, but you get out into the deserts and some of the plains and stuff in Africa, it's a whole different kind of beauty. That's just really cool. When I got to actually go visit my aunt and uncle when I was in 6th grade, and we got to drive to a game reserve on the way to wherever we were going, and we got to see wild elephants and stuff. It was really cool. Love the soothing American accent. Where are you from? I live in Wisconsin, USA, just north of Chicago, right on Lake Michigan. And I am from Texas, so there might be a little southern drawl in there. It's more beautiful and silent. Yes, Africa will be more silent because they're not as overly developed like China or Japan or America or New York. And so yes, it's a much quieter country. It's a much quieter lifestyle. Well, I'm glad you're here. Sorry if about 1 or 2 of your comments there. I apologize, but being a retired disability military person, I am glad you were with us and a fan. So again, take my thanks for your service to our country. What do I think of Canada? It's cold. It's really pretty up there in Canada. I've not been to Canada. I've been to northern Wisconsin 1 time, and I've been here 30 plus years, almost 40 years now, and I've never gone farther than northern Wisconsin, or go over to Minnesota. I've been to Minneapolis, and that's it. Canada, though, I've seen reality shows and stuff from Canada, those mountain and woodmen and survival shows in Canada. It's really pretty up there. But it's cold. It's cold enough here in Wisconsin. Canada takes it to a whole new level. Well, I'm still blowing that can up. The wind's getting bad though. Wisconsin has great beer. I don't drink, but yes, they have great beer. And you know what else we have? Great cheese and great brats and sausage. Brats and sausage I do partake in. Don't drink. But there's plenty of people here that do. We're one of the drunkest states in the country. And they're proud of it. Purple Heart slingshot. That would be cool. With the Purple Heart logo and stuff on it from the military. That would be really pretty. And you know, there's some makers out there that could do it. But it ain't going to be cheap, Andrew. It's going to be hundreds of dollars. If you got Moan Waller on that from RVA Catapults, dude, makes some of the prettiest stuff. He's one of the only people I know that actually legitimately makes a living building slingshots. My wife always tells me people like their coffee with a little creamer. I went to a networking thing one time in my past job, and it was at a coffee roaster, Lola. And they said the reason people put cream in their coffee is because back in the early 1900s, when the coffee industry was taking off, the coffee sucked. It was terrible, but they needed the caffeine kick, so they dumped creamer and milk in it to take the bitter and the nasty away. Now we've got such good quality coffee that if you've got a good quality coffee, in my opinion, you don't need cream, you don't need sugar, any of that. But that's what I was doing. North Wisconsin, there's a bar at every intersection. Hey, put ice cream in coffee. Yes, my little brother discovered that. Whenever I go to Florida, he's got an espresso cappuccino maker. He makes me an espresso with ice cream in it, and it is delicious. In northern Wisconsin, there's a bar at every intersection. That's not just northern Wisconsin. I know you were just up in northern Wisconsin, but that's all of Wisconsin. And the other thing that's big in Wisconsin, you can drive through the countryside. Over hill, over dale, over the rolling plains and over the rolling hills, because there's a lot of beautiful scenery in Wisconsin. And you drive to some unincorporated town, which means they're about 300 people. There's no police force. There's no fire department. Just a couple people that built a little community. Unincorporated. What do you see in that little town? Big old Lutheran church with a bar right next door. That's Wisconsin countryside for you. Purple Heart wood. I've never heard of Purple Heart wood. I'll have to ask Barefoot Slinger about that. He knows about all these rare hardwoods. A Purple Heart tribute slingshot out of Purple Heart wood. That would be totally cool. Oh well. All right, I think I'm going to start winding down here, people. Let me give one last couple of sales pitches. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me spout about it. I have one of these. Everybody's asked about them. Everybody sends you links to them. Hey, have you ever seen this? What do you think? Well, I have one in my hand, and I did a review video on it. The video comes out on Friday this week, so make sure you're subscribed so you can see that review video, and then when you see it, please share it. I want the video to go viral. I want the video to get a lot of popularity, because the only videos you see about it that I've been able to find, of course I haven't dug super hard, but the videos you always see pop up are little shorts and reels of some Asian people, Chinese people just smacking cans and blowing stuff up real quick, and they don't actually go in and tell you about it, how it works, what the quirks are, how to adjust it, how to tweak it, how to load bands, any of that. I go through all of that in my review, and I want the world to see it. I want my review to be the one that everybody goes to find out about the slingshot. So when you see it this Friday, please share it on the interwebs, on the social medias, and all of those places. I want to see this thing get some traction. The fact I want you to do that tells you and gives you a hint that it's not a total piece of junk. That's all I can tell you about it. So Let me get caught up on a couple of comments here. What got you to move from Texas to Wisconsin? That's a good question, Mango Tango. I grew up in Texas in a suburb of Houston, just outside of Houston, down near NASA. And my dad worked for an airline there. And my senior year of high school, I went to school with the same kids from kindergarten to 11th grade. My dad got a new job. He was treasurer at Air Florida, an airline down in Miami. So we moved to Miami my senior year of high school. You think that sounds stupid, but it was a blast because I got to be whoever I wanted to be and not who 11 years of people thought I was. So it worked out really well. Got a job as soon as I got there, and I met this beautiful young lady that is now my wife. Even in high school, I was engaged before I got out of high school in Miami, Florida. Got married December after I graduated. Got a job at the airline where my dad worked, which eventually went out of business. And anyway, I'm not going there. But anyway, my wife was from Wisconsin. And every time I would come up here to visit the family and the people here, it was just so nice. The people were so friendly. The pace of life here is more laid back and casual, unless you maybe go to Milwaukee. But for the most part, I used to sell shoes at Famous Footwear. And I worked on one side of town in Madison. And if I didn't have a shoe, I'd say, you want me to call the west side? Because we're on the east. You want me to call the other side of town? I got to drive all the way to the west. It's like 20 minutes. It's not like Chicago where it's a day trip to go across town. 20 minutes with traffic to go all the way across Madison, the capital. So the lifestyle here is way more laid back. The winters, as long as you find something to do to keep you busy, they're not terrible. Lately, we've had a bunch of mild winters. Every now and then, about every 5 to 7 years, we have one that will kick your butt and make you want to swear and make you want to leave, but they're not that common. Normally, we get some good snowstorms, some sub-zero weather, but nothing terrible. The worst we had was the year after we moved up here, way back in the 80s, not 80s, late 90s, mid 90s. When we moved up here, we had one stretch where we had 17 days where it didn't get above zero for the high. That was brutal. Plus, I had old cars. I wasn't married that long. I didn't have a lot of money. So it's like, I just hope my car started every day. But Wisconsin is a beautiful place. The countryside is gorgeous. My wife's family used to own a campground about an hour from here. We spent a lot of time out there in the country. And it's a nice place to live. I like it. The lifestyle in Florida and Miami, when I go back to visit family, it's just I can't do it. Where I grew up in Houston is probably worse than Miami in many ways as far as traffic and pace of life. It's just much more laid back and friendly here. When they say Midwest nice, they mean it. People here are just friendly. They open the doors. They're respectful for the most part. There's some jerks everywhere, but the people here are just super nice and friendly. So I like it here, and that's how I got here. So you know that ahead would be, not sure what you're asking there, Terry. Yes, Wisconsin's very strong Catholic Lutheran area. Very, very, very much so. I used to film weddings for a living for like 12 years. I made wedding movies. And I would say about 70 to 80% of our wedding videos that we made every weekend were in either a Catholic or Lutheran church. Are you hitting heads 100% of the time? No, I'm not. I'm not that accurate. I'm trying to be that accurate. Head size target. Oh, okay. The target's all over the place down there. My smallest spinner is 40. The biggest one is 80. I just got some other random fun targets to shoot at. I got a bunch of wine corks down there that are hard to hit. The common target is a 30 millimeter spinner. In our competitions at Slingshots, you see the 5 spinners I've got down there, the white ones. The smallest one is 40, the biggest one is 80. So there's a lot of guys that will shoot 30, 12, 20s, and there's some dudes that will knock down a 12 and a half 10 times out of 10. Ain't that good. But 40 to 80, when I get closer to tournament time early next spring, I will be focusing nothing but 40 millimeter spinners and just practicing and practicing until I can hit them consistently. For these live streams, you don't want to see me missing all the time. You want to see me actually shoot something. So I shoot at a little bit bigger targets. I love shooting cans. So Sloppy 2, hey, thanks for the $2, man. Appreciate it. Lola, thanks, man. I appreciate the thought. Love it. That means I'm making a difference for somebody. Am I done shooting today, Slingshot Riot? I believe I am done shooting. We're over 2 hours now. I'm just trying to get caught up on all the comments and chat before I sign off. If there was used as a weapon in time where if this was used as a weapon in a time where a weapon was needed, yeah, it could be a good weapon. Hey, David beat Goliath with a slingshot. It was one of those you sling around. Basically, it was a trebuchet. This is for target, but there are plenty of people that hunt. Birds, wild game, squirrels, rabbits, very big targets to shoot at. Very many people shoot them and hunt with them. So let's sign out. Again, my review on the auto-loading slingshot that everybody's curious about. I am in the Madison area of the Wisconsin, just south of Madison, a community. Everybody wants to know about this one. I have a review on it coming up on Friday. I don't believe there's many reviews out there on the internet yet for that slingshot. So please watch that review and share that with your friends, because everybody's always emailing you and saying, hey, have you seen this? It looks cool. What do you think of this? Well, now you can say, here's the scoop on it. And I got the cheapest, crappiest version that they make for 60 bucks. So you can imagine, depending on my review, whatever my review says, if you paid more, it's probably a little better. So anyway, having said that, there's 3 things I want you to do. One, I want you to like, subscribe to my channel, all that kind of stuff. Leave me comments on some of my videos. Down in the description of this video, there are 3 things. One is my Facebook address. If you want to send me a friend request, and then you can ask me questions in Messenger. That way we're not doing it on a YouTube video where everybody in the whole world can see it. I'm more than happy to answer questions and help. There's a link to Simpleshot. If you're going to get your first slingshot, if you're curious about getting into this sport target shooting with a slingshot, or a catapult as some people call them, if you're in the US, use that link. When you buy stuff from Simpleshot, I get a very, very small commission, of which when I get paid from them, I will put that money right back into Simpleshot for supplies that I need. So I appreciate that. And the other thing is, if you're new, like Lola was asking a lot of questions tonight, there's a Slingshot Basics course link in there. Please click on that and watch those videos. If you get a good starter setup, even if it's from Amazon, you watch those videos because it talks about the technique of aiming, how to hold the slingshot, how to grip it, how to hold the pouch so you don't screw things up. All of that stuff is in there. You get a slingshot, you watch those videos, you'll be hitting cans within a week. So there you go. Go buy you some more Steelies. I don't need to. I'm going to take my magnet out and I'm going to go down there, and in 5 minutes I'll have picked up everything that I shot today, probably 200, 250 rounds. So anyway, I'm going to log off. I'm going to get me a drink. It was great hanging out with you guys. We're over 2 hours. We're still sitting on 138 people online, 188 likes. And it was a great day today. Thank you for everybody that was watching. Make sure to watch that video on Friday and share it. And until next time, go blow up some cans. Have fun shooting. God bless everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.